tasty. Happy glorious Tuesday. And what an amazing Tuesday it is. First, congrats to Tyrus, who woke up to a #1 book on Amazon.
Oh! Where's the keys at?
And congrats to Kat, who woke up to a booking at Rikers Island.
So mean.
I know. Now to the insane media response over Elon Musk buying Twitter. Even Brian Stelter was pulling his hair out. Sure, he had to use tweezers, but now his back's as smooth as a baby's bottom. I've never seen so many opinions and so many bad ones, but that's the point. You can see them. If the anti-Muskers had their way, you'd only see theirs. They've gotten used to social media being their own personal highlight reel. Now they're about to get online exposure that would make Kim Kardashian's butt jealous. It does get jealous. Isn't it weird that the pro-maskers are also the anti-Muskers? They want you to cover your mouths at all times, while their mouths are open 24 hours like a 7-Eleven where the Slurpees give you cold sores. First, let's listen to the dumbest take in the universe from Ari Melber.
I'm just telling you, this thing matters a ton. If you own all of Twitter or Facebook or what have you, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't even have to be transparent. You could secretly ban one party's candidate or all of its candidates, all of its nominees, or you could just secretly turn down the reach of their stuff and turn up the reach of something else, and the rest of us might not even find out about it till after the election.
Exactly. My God, where has this moron been? He just described how the left has already manipulated social media to push hoaxes and bury real stories like Hunter's laptop in order to affect elections. Talk about projection. It's like Alec Baldwin crashing a gun safety course and shouting, "Sounds like someone could get hurt with one of these things." And he exposed the problem Musk aims to solve. They're not really afraid of what conservatives might do to them. They're afraid because they know they've been rigging the game, and now everyone else will know it too. Hence the tantrums. Here's CNN's lump of mashed potatoes lamenting Twitter's new freedom.
If you get invited to something where there are no rules, where there is total freedom for everybody, do you actually want to go to that party? Or are you going to decide to stay home?
Yeah, we're going to that party. Mr. Hall Monitor. But picture this fella in high school. Hey, Brian, it's Jennifer. My parents are away all weekend, so I'm having a huge bash in my house Saturday night. You coming or what? Wait, Jen, did you say no adult supervision? Who's going to moderate alcohol? Who's checking IDs? Is there going to be loud music? Sorry, I'm going to have to call your parents. Besides, there's a Star Trek documentary on Sci-Fi Network. Now, obviously, that's unrealistic. Jen would never call Brian in the first place. She only dates guys who can see their toes. Meanwhile, others worry that Musk has now made it unsafe for women and minorities. And worse, he could bully reporters who modestly see themselves as more threatened than undocumented, non-binary sea turtles.
Some are celebrating the deal. Others are concerned a hands-off approach to content will make Twitter a haven for disinformation and hate speech. Musk has used the platform to bully critics and reporters.
Some critics are concerned that Musk's pursuit of free speech will collide with growing safety problems on Twitter, especially for women and minorities.
Are women and minorities that weak that they need extra protection from speech? That's insulting. Then there's The View injecting race into it.
On Twitter, it is predominantly straight white men. So when Elon Musk says, wow, this is about free speech, it seems to me that it's about free speech of straight white men.
Free speech for straight white men. I bet that's news to George Takei. But why should she care? She's on The View, which is free speech for dumb broads.
A sexist would say.
Thank you, Tyrus. Well placed. And even before Twitter was sold, Morning Joe was about to morning blow.
To me, when the richest guy in the world takes over the most important social media platform, that's just not a winning formula to me. It reminds me of old Bond movies where, you know, Dr. Evil and guys like that, or Goldfinger, were going to take over the media. My tummy meter says there's something just not great about this.
Musk upsets Donnie's tummy. What is he, 5? Maybe go lie down and mommy will bring you some saltines. Daddy will be home soon and you can show him how you went poo-poo in the toy instead of your dipe, you dope. Finally, Jamila Jamil has announced she's leaving Twitter because Musk bought it, which raises the question, who the hell is Jamila Jamil? We'll tell her the same thing we tell lefties who always say they're fleeing to Canada. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. They're like drunks getting thrown out of a club yelling, "You just lost a customer." Wow, how is Twitter going to survive without a B-list English actress who's about as popular as trans fat? So, have you ever seen so many people freak out over nothing? Maybe it's not nothing. Maybe they should freak out. They're gagging on the taste of freedom. And for fans of free speech, it doesn't get more delicious. Because for so many lazy liberals, Twitter was their favorite restaurant where they could get the best seat in the house, right by the window. And if it wasn't on the menu, it didn't exist. And your opinions weren't welcome because theirs needed protection. They'd tell you to go build your own restaurant, losers. Then they'd call the health department to shut it down. So they needed a velvet rope to protect themselves from you. And now the rope is gone, and they're not handling it well.
Ugh, that's it. Twitter is dead to me. I am deleting my account, all right? I have principles.
Wow, that's a big step. Were you just checking Twitter to see if anyone noticed you'd left?
No.
Yes, you were. Oh my God, you searched hashtag cat quits Twitter. Wow, 0 results.
I was worried, okay? I didn't know if people would be okay without my fiery hot takes.
Sure. Hey, Kat, can I get you to take a look at something real quick? Oh my God, checking Twitter on your desktop? You can't stop, admit it. All of this because you hate Elon Musk?
What's an Elon Musk? I quit Twitter because it allows extremists and porn and extreme porn.
Really? And this is free?
Yeah.
Will you excuse me?
Oh, it's like Degrassi High. Between CNN Plus imploding and this meltdown, it's like Christmas in April. And while we received freedom in our stockings, the left got a nice chunk of fossil fuel we call coal. And what a joke the media has become. They think the solution to everything is censorship of words, ideas. That's unacceptable in a free society. But the reply of "shut up, stupid" no longer works. And shrieking transphobic, racist, misogynist is falling by the wayside too. They can't control us anymore. Now they're losing control of themselves. They're a clown car, overstuffed and broken down on the side of the road, watching a Tesla zoom by. So welcome to the Freedom Party, lefties. I'm the First Amendment. Nice to finally meet you. Let's welcome tonight's guest. Her work on Mansion Global has made her part of our Mansion family. Host of Mansion Global on Fox Business, Casey McDonald. If you walked a mile in his shoes, you'd probably get athlete's foot. Founder of the LoftusParty.com, Michael Loftus. She's on more watch lists than Game of Thrones. Fox News contributor Cat Tim. And I bought 50 copies of his book, which I stand on to look him in the eye. My massive sidekick and the NWA's World Television Champion, Tyrus. All right, I'm going to go to you first, Tyrus, for two things. One, congratulations again on #1. And #2, you mentioned this to me last night that you saw your Twitter feed go up after the sale.
Yeah.
I mean, Twitter feed, Twitter followers. So I go home. I did too, thousands.
Yeah.
What do you make of this?
Well, I don't tweet that much.
Yeah.
And I was playing my Xbox, and I happened to look, and I was like, when did I have 400,000? What? And I kept noticing every minute, 100 new followers, 100 new followers. And I was like, okay, so Dad's coming home, and they're trying to clean up. This is what they're. So they either were, and they even said they adjust the dials to see your reach or whatever.
Right.
So apparently they took young viewership away from us, because apparently that's the demographic. That's what it looks like, because it was a lot of young people and stuff. So I was like, yeah, okay, this makes sense. So there's doing a lot of cleaning up. But this in a nutshell, this is like the guy who cheats on his wife all the time, and then you meet him at the bar, and he's destroyed because his wife cheated on him. And he's so, how could she do this to me? The betrayal. Yeah, I cheated, but it was different. She talked to them, and she's like, I never talked to him. Like, you're like, bruh, it's the same thing.
Right.
They're getting their own medicine, and they're really upset about it. I have never seen, I don't know any other place in the world where a billionaire is like, hey, I'm going to come help your company, and everyone will be upset about it. And then the last thing, you misread that Stelter thing way wrong.
What?
He was really trying to get that guy to hang out with him. Like, what if it was a party where there was no rules? You could do whatever you want. It was all your favorite foods. And, you know, like, and he even did, his voice changed. He did not pick up the, like, way to hang out and, like, watch movies. And, like, I think that was what he was trying to make a friend. It's tough over there. He's lost a lot of friends.
That's true.
He really needs a friend. But, yeah, this is wow. This is what happens when one is in charge and you get demoted, and now they're in the pool with the rest of us.
Yeah,
and I hope they can swim.
And we're the ruffians. Casey, welcome back to the show. You look delightful.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. What do you do? What's your take on this whole thing? It's a big news in the media. What's your impression?
As a woman, I felt unsafe on Twitter since I joined, like in 2008. Jesus. I mean, you go to your mentions, you're like, oh my God, what did I do today?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, the left loved Elon Musk. I mean, he gave us electric cars.
Right.
And if you couldn't afford gas, just go buy a Tesla. I mean, that works for everybody. Buy two if you want.
Yeah.
And now he's this evil supervillain, and they're like, oh, well, he has ties to China. Just listen to Jeff Bezos. But then Jeff Bezos says, actually, maybe not. I don't know. I think it's just this vicious cycle, and it's a taste of their own medicine, to your point, Tyrus. And
yeah. Is there anything you want to change? Any products you want?
I kind of hate the edit button.
Oh, you hate it?
I think so. I don't know, but I would miss your tweets, Kat.
Thank you. My tweets are very good.
They're amazing. I love when you integrate them to Instagram.
That's why
It's
I got a lot
fantastic.
more followers too. And I really just feel bad for all the people that were missing out on all my hot takes all this time.
I know, and they were all like young go-getters.
I'm sure.
Yes. Not just men in their 70s interested in your feet.
No, but where would I be without those guys? Nowhere.
Where would you be without your feet?
Nowhere.
You would be defeated.
I get what you
Wow.
said.
Boom,
That
triple
just
word
came to
score.
me.
He worked for that one.
Yes.
I love when Casey's on the
stumped
show
on that
because
one.
someone on the show is nice to me.
I love you. Well, we're cat ladies.
Why are everybody's nice to you here?
That's so true, Greg.
No.
What do you anything else analysis-wise of since I'm talking to you and looking at you?
Sure,
Yes.
yeah. This is what I do for a living. It's been the best to see how many people are quitting and being like, okay, well, now it's just Instagram because like a billionaire doesn't own that one. It's just people don't pay attention to anything except what the outrage is of the day. And they're like, these people are pissed. So I'm going to be, osmosis. I'm going to be pissed as well to prove what a good person I am. But I don't think anyone's really going to care. It's not like me living Twitter, which, of course, would devastate everyone.
No, it would. It would be quite. Michael,
Sir.
How do you feel about this? Are you cheering? Are you excited?
I'm loving every second of it.
Yeah, I bet
but I
you
will find something to bitch about.
Please do.
Because, so great, Elon Musk came in because everyone knew that there was an algorithm and voices were being dialed down and others were being amplified, and they were using it like a laser pointer with cats.
Yeah.
You know, hey, follow this story. That's the important one, not that. Don't do that. You know, oh, get away, Mr. President. Ooh, look over here. It was all horrible, and yet our government was standing by and doing nothing. And, you know, like when the Hunter's laptop story was made to go away and other voices were amplified, that's directly affecting our elections, our, as Nancy Pelosi would say, our sacred democracy. Elon Musk has to come in and save the day and do this, which is a real letdown. But I'm loving the freak out. It's like that scene in Caddyshack when they let all the caddies swim in the pool and everybody's just flipping out. It's great.
Yes. I never saw that movie, but I know what you're talking about.
You never saw Caddyshack? What
I
the
think
hell?
I did, but I was, I don't know if I was sober.
Hey, do me a favor.
Same.
Have Gene write down the name of everyone who leaves Twitter, so we can do a whole show about how they're coming back to fight the good fight.
Oh, yes.
I stepped away, but
now
I
I'm
clearly
That's a
have
book.
to be back.
I also love the people on Twitter who are like, so he'll spend billions on this, but he didn't clean the creek? Like he's America's handyman.
Yeah.
Hey, you spent your money on that. What about my cat had a hairball? It's great.
Yeah, you've had 40 iPhones in a year, sir. Like, don't talk about that.
And also, like it was what Casey said. It was like people are going. Imagine how much money could have been spent on climate change. The guy makes electric cars, you idiot. He could do this.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we go, a quick announcement. Ooh, that sounded like bad news. Come see me on my book tour Saturday, May 21st at the Eccles Theater in Salt Lake City. I wonder if that's related to Teddy Eccles.
Who's that?
He was an actor from the 70s. Tyrus will be there for a meet and greet and book signing. Teddy Eccles used to be in weird TV shows. He was like I've
never seen Caddyshack, but I'll talk about Teddy Eccles.
Get tickets at gutfeld.com. It's in Utah, May 21st.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.